The girl disappeared from her house 10 years later. The horrifying truth shocked the world. Get ready to be horrified by the story of a heartless killer who escaped punishment for years despite strong evidence of his involvement. A 13-year-old girl, Haley Dunn, went missing in a small American town, and nobody noticed for a whole day. The murderer avoided justice for over a decade, leaving the community in fear. But did the horrifying details of the crime finally come to light? And was the ruthless killer caught? Let's dive straight into the video. Colorado City, Texas was not very big, covering an area of only 14 square kilometers and had a population of around 4,000 people, where Holly lived. She was 13 years old when she went missing on Christmas Day in 2010, but no one noticed until 24 hours later. Holly lived with her mom, Billy, her boyfriend Sean, and her older brother David. Her parents got divorced when she was just 10 years old, but she remained close to her father, Clint, who lived across the street from her house. She was given an iPod for Christmas and was very happy about it. The town was filled with festive decorations on that day, and everyone enjoyed the holiday atmosphere. Her family and friends described Haley as a cheerful, funny, and energetic girl, close to her father. She tried to spend as much time as possible with him, even though her parents were no longer together. On December 26th, the girl had a fun Christmas with her father and spent most of the day opening up her presents. Later, she returned home, played video games, and went to bed. The next day, her stepfather and mother went to work, leaving her at home with her cell phone so the children could reach her. Before leaving, the mother checked on her and saw that she was still asleep. However, her daughter was not home when she returned from work that day. Her stepfather argued with his boss and was fired the same day. He went to pick up Billy from work, but they realized her daughter was not at home. She was suspected to have spent the night at her friend's house after visiting her father. On December 28th, Haley had still not returned home, and Billy started to get worried. She called the parents of her daughter's friends to see if she was still there, but they had not seen her. The mother was surprised to find out that her daughter hadn't gone to her father's house at all. She went door to door to search for her, but no one had seen her. The police believed that she'd run away from home, hindering the investigation. The day after, people searched at a nearby motel, but no one had seen her there, and security cameras didn't capture her either. Trained dogs searched the motel, but she was not found. Concerned citizens joined the search, but she still remained missing. They checked every corner and every possible hiding spot, but Haley was nowhere to be found. 4 days after she went missing, on December 31st, Billy and Sean threw a New Year's Eve party with friends over. They listened to music, drank, and partied, which seemed odd for a mother whose daughter had disappeared without a trace. A week after Haley's disappearance, on January 3rd, the police finally declared her missing, and they arrived in Colorado City to investigate. The detectives became suspicious of Billy and Sean's lack of involvement in the search for Haley and their passive attitude towards it. Upon investigation, they found that they withdrew $140 from their bank accounts and used it to buy illegal substances on the same day that Haley allegedly spent the night at a friend's house. Later, Sean became a suspect in Haley's disappearance due to strained relationships with Billy and threats of violence towards them during arguments. Billy also suspected Sean's involvement and asked him to leave her house. Furthermore, the police analyzed the geolocation data from Sean's phone. They found that his account of Haley's disappearance did not match the reality they knew. By using cell towers, they have a range of several miles. The police were able to track Sean's phone's location, and during interviews with Haley's friends, she expressed fear of Sean and confessed to her best friend that she did not feel safe around him. Additionally, the police discovered that Sean had a conversation with Haley's uncle about her disappearance. This made Sean's behavior highly suspicious, although there was no direct evidence against him. On February 24th, the police searched Sean's and his mother's houses, where he lived with Billy. During the search, they discovered well over 100,000 obscene images of minors on removable drives and hard drives. The police also seen Sean's laptop but could not examine its contents. On March 17th, some police officers went to Billy's house to ask Sean questions about a suspect he was concealing. When they arrived, the woman opened the door and said Sean wasn't home, but the officers had the warrant to enter the house and search for Sean. They found Sean hiding and arrested him. Billy received a sentence of 90 days in jail and a year of corrections time, while the woman who opened the door was sent to a correctional facility in Travis County after she was released. Sean and Billy broke up in 2012, and Billy started to suspect Sean's involvement in their daughter, Haley's disappearance. However, the police had no evidence to work with, and back in 2013, a hiker discovered Haley's remains near Lake J.B. Thomas. Tests confirmed their identity, and the cause of death has not been disclosed. Despite having no evidence to work with, one woman named Erica was convinced that Sean was involved in Haley's death. She tried to get another woman to go to the police station and file a report on Sean, but they refused to press charges and accused the woman of falsifying the facts. Erica's plan was simple: She believed that if the police couldn't arrest Sean for Haley's death, they could at least get him on some other charge. Then in May of 2021, Erica and Clint were invited to the district attorney's office for an urgent talk. There, they received the news that they'd been waiting for. Haley's killer would be arrested in June. However, this information was kept secret until June 14, 2021, when Sean was arrested after 10 years of waiting. Sean was detained by the police and accused of killing Haley. He's in jail on a $20 million bail, awaiting trial.